All right, everyone, we are back on the road and we're currently in Saluda, South Carolina, and our first stop of the day is the 124th Engineer Company. So let's go check it out.
Well, the task that I have serving as the Rear Detachment Commander is pretty much to come in and be that link between Saluda, what's going on in state, and the soldiers overseas, as well as Fort Bliss. One of my tasks pretty much is to kind of serve as a readiness, deal with supply, and also continue to train up the soldiers that we have still here on rear detachment, the soldiers that haven't deployed yet. One of our biggest tasks, I think, has been making sure that the soldiers are still fit and trained while I'm still here on ground. Due to the lack of equipment, because it's all overseas right now, we kind of stick to the basics, the foundations, battle drills, basic soldier skills, military education. Those are some of the big things that I harp on to make sure that the soldiers have themselves ready and deployable when that time comes up again. It can be a challenge. It's a challenging task. But I lean on my NCOs that I have at the unit. I got a lot of good junior guys that are being trained up, a lot of brand new soldiers. Working with the Saluda community, they've always been really nice to me. I have a church right across the street, so people have offered to bring food. There's been several events here, Christmas events. I got the opportunity to meet a lot of people from the Saluda community, and I also have some soldiers that work in Edgefield that come over from the shop, and they come by and they help me kind of get situated, and because I'm fairly new to the Saluda Armory as well, so a lot of times the transition can be difficult for me as well if I'm here by myself. Right now, the Armory, we did some engineer hall kits recently, so we're getting some carpentry equipment, electrical equipment, and some tools for, hopefully some brand new soldiers coming in. They have the opportunity to train on that equipment and become proficient at it. As of now, the Armory is a very historic armory. So right here we have in memory and appreciation of Mr. C.F. Boland Sr., 1886 to 1959, who donated the land for the armory. So actually this land for this armory was a gift from Mr. Boland many years ago, and that just shows you the historic value of this piece of land. This unit has been deployed in several missions, Puerto Rico, the mission in Conway, plenty hurricane responses, and that's pretty much what we do. Is every time there's a natural disaster, the engineer units are the very first companies that are called upon by the state. This is currently a horizontal construction unit here, just to show off some of the plaques that we have. So this is Operation Iraqi Freedom from July 2005 to October 2006, and these are just gifts that were donated from different organizations and from the units, just showing appreciation. As far as the horizontal engineering units go, we do several projects as far as paving, putting concrete down, moving a lot of equipment, dirt. So it's comprised of different assets. You do have heavy truck drivers. We have some equipment outside that I can show you. We have bulldozers. So we're pretty much the guys that come in and we do a lot of landscaping. We redo the land. That's pretty much it. As engineers, you have a multitude of different guys with different skill sets. And being in a heavy construction unit, one of the major things is going outside and being able to change the land whenever it happens, being able to build barriers, being able to know how to use the equipment properly. If it's not raining too hard, I may be able to show you some of the equipment out here. So what we do have is we have bulldozers, we have a loader, and pretty much what our loaders are being used for, pretty much scraping up any material. We're digging up any material that we need dug up. You can use it for a multitude of things. Actually, we've used it before to secure boxes, pallets off of the back of trucks. We have a traditional LTV for hauling equipment or personnel. These are our dump trucks where a lot of asphalt and different material, anything we need, gets dropped in the back of these vehicles and hauled, actually. We run different missions around the state hauling this equipment. Over here, we just have material that is being used for training. So we have concertina wire, and we have concertina wire, and we have pickets that we actually still use for training. We'll be using some very shortly.
So now that we got a little bit more information about the 124th Engineer Company, we are heading to Hodges to go check out one of the signal units.
All right, we've made it to Hodges, South Carolina, and as you can guess, this is the Hodges Readiness Center right behind us. This houses some of our signal folks, a couple different units, so we're going to go in, learn a little bit about the facility and the units that are here.
So our property goes basically all the way back. Bob Hodges training site, that's where they rebuilt all the STT signal equipment. I don't know, back I guess in the early 60s, this was an infantry unit at one time. Then it became a Hawk missile unit, and they stayed here quite a few years, and then we took over 228 and it became a signal unit. So now all the signal units, 228, we fall under them as the 151. We all train back here. This is, they put the STTs, you can see, if you can do your cameras, that is all of our equipment back there. That's the generators, the satellites. They acquire their shots. They got this big building over here. That's where they do their CPNs, all their communications, training, do their VALAXs, so when they get called up to go overseas or whatever, they're ready to go.
So with our satellites and stuff that we have out here, which I mean, y'all can walk out this way. So you can see the different kind of shelters and stuff that we have out there, but those terminals that are just kind of right there, you can see from here that they've got the satellite dishes on the back. They're stowed right now, but when they come up and everything, those are called an STT. And basically what we can do with that is we can provide data, communications, voice over IP, everything like that, for roughly about 30 to 40 users, I believe, per STT. So each of those pretty much get set up in a tactical situation to where there's comms, and then we've got these other shelters, and I don't know if we have any of them actually set up with the antennas right now, but we have these other shelters over here. They're called LOS, which stands for line of sight shelters, and it's literally just what it sounds like. You set up an antenna, and as long as it is actually within the line of sight of the other antenna, then you can communicate over that. So the STTs, those shoot up to satellites. The LOS shelters only shoot to each other, basically. But you can essentially only get talk over the LOS shelters. You can do data, but it's incredibly limited, and it's like, I don't know, like a kilobit maybe. So you're not really going to be able to do anything off of
like
that.
Old school dial-up.
Yeah, probably worse than old school dial-up, honestly. So these are the LOS shelters right here. As you can see, we've got a couple of our antennas set up right here because, like Sergeant McCall was saying, our whole battalion comes here and trains pretty much every single month. So about every single month they come out here and they'll practice setting up, tearing down. With the STTs, you gotta acquire a satellite, and they just set all this line of sight stuff up, this pass drill, so you actually have a decent something to actually visualize as opposed to me just talking about it. But you probably can't really see it too well because they're green, but on the other side they've set up more of these line of sight antennas, and that's what these ones are shooting to.
So we're just finishing up at the Hodges Armory and Bob Hodges, as we learned out there, which is really cool. There's a lot of cool training stuff out there, and hopefully we'll be back up here at some point in time, maybe catch some M-Day soldiers out there during drill doing some stuff. So super cool visit, learned a lot about it, and we're on to the next thing.